What is up, everybody? Dana and the Fireman here. Today we're going to be going over the swerve. Now this is a red stage maneuver where you have to get away from an obstacle that's in your path of travel. We're going to be doing it here at a dead-end street. This is my favorite spot to do some parking lot practice, but when I do the swerve, I don't like to really do it in a parking lot. It doesn't really show real-world speeds. So I'll be showing later on in this video what I typically do when I go out and practice while normally riding. So let's go ahead and jump into this and talk about why and how and figure it out. Now I have my cones set up this way. Now if it looks a little familiar, it's probably because it's taken from the UK Module 1 swerving portion. Now we're not going to be going 32 miles an hour, especially with my bike, and I believe it's only 19 for mopeds. But what we have here is we have a set of cones, we have another set of cones, and another set of cones over there. Now all you need are these two and those two, but I like having those because I keep telling you guys to have 6 cones. So I'm using the little tops of my cut tennis balls as an example, but I also have orange cones. From these cones to those cones, it is about 10 meters. Now for me, it's about 15 steps. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'm gonna do the same for that. You don't need those ones if you don't want them, but that's my goal, is to make it through back there. So basically what a swerve is 2 turns, but you need to get back into it. So if I'm gonna have to swerve right, I need to swerve left to stay in my lane, or I'm just gonna keep going this way. So swerving right, swerve left, that's what it is. Now, if you guys are a little confused, I got my drone up there. If you guys are a little confused on how to do this, I do have a video where I show it at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Today, we're gonna be doing inside this little parking area. We're gonna be doing it about 20 to 25, so that's about neighborhood speeds. Once we do a few of these, we're gonna go ahead and move off into the road and show you how to do it that way. I'm gonna show you guys real quick a small run through without me really going fast at all. And guys, also practice your U-turns. Look at that, that's a real world exercise. Okay, so the goal for this is to start from first gear, shift into second, and get going, but you can utilize a nice U-turn. So I'm gonna stop here and wait for this guy. Remember guys, always limit your risk by making it safe. Letting people do their thing. Animal care, that's nice. So I would do a U-turn, wait till I'm pointed out, accelerate, shift into second, and then this is what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm slowing it down, it's gonna be nice, smooth, the transition back, come to here, and then apply some brakes. If you run out of room, this is a dead end, so I have plenty of time, especially at that speed, doing a nice little U-turn. And if you want, just go right through it, same way. So that's all we're gonna be doing, but we're gonna go ahead and pick up speed and be a little bit more aggressive in the swerve. So guys, the first few times you do this, I really want you to take it easy, especially if you're coming from the parking lot exercise of 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're now gonna do it at 20, okay? It's still not as fast as what the UK guys do with this type of distance, but we're gonna slowly build upon what we know. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my U-turn. I'm gonna get up to 20. Once I get through this U-turn, nice wide, now nice and straight, I'm gonna shift, get to 20. I'm gonna swerve, get back in line, apply some brakes because I don't want to run off the road, get ready for my U-turn, and that's it. So that is kind of where I want you to start off. So nice and easy, and you're gonna realize how easy it really is. I do have a diagram when it comes to this, and I'm just gonna get back in line, and I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing 20 miles an hour until I hate life, and then I will increase the speed. So here we go, we're gonna go ahead and swerve, back, in, apply some brakes, and slow it down. Now, we're not going over massive skill development like the gross motor skills here. We're practicing what we already know. If you are confused about how to do any of this, check out my previous video, or take a class, take a BRC1. You're gonna, from the MSF, you're going to learn the swerve. So let's go ahead and pick it up to about 25, 30 maybe. Let's see what this looks like. So pick up speed when we're straight. Go ahead and get some speed, get ready. Swerve, back into it. Now slow it down when you're getting in the straight line. You notice how at 30, I'm getting this close with nice, easy, nice and easy, you didn't see that. Nice and easy brake pressure. This is one of the reasons why I don't like to do parking lot swerving. I like to take it out on the road so I don't have to apply the brakes so I don't run out of runway. So I have access to my own range out here at Ride Arizona MTC, but what you guys don't have is your own. So I wanna make sure you guys can get the best practice possible with what you have, and a dead end street is really good. So swerve to the right, swerve to the left, get back into straight mode, apply some progressive brake pressure, slow it down, look, head turn, practice U-turns, get in and out. All the mechanics is in that first video. So now let's just jump into real world, like I'm practicing on my way to work, on my way home from work. And this is what you could do day in, day out, every single time you ride. Every time you ride is a practice session. So guys, let's go ahead and get this drone out of the air, and then let's get this tripod. It took me longer to set this stuff up. So what I'm doing here is I'm in a neighborhood. So you'll typically find neighborhoods like this in the United States, and if you can't, just find a neighborhood or find an area where it's empty, like an industrial area where typically you see people do stunting. Do it after hours. You're gonna have nice long roads, and you can practice what we're about to do. So let's jump on the bike so that you guys know how to practice when you're leaving your neighborhood, coming home from work or whatever, and that's what we're gonna do. This is the way that I absolutely love practicing the swerve, because it allows me to stay in orange stage. It gives me some type of real world things. But if you're not at this point yet, stay in the parking lot. Do not go into a neighborhood first. The reason why I choose neighborhoods is because when it's working hours or if it's during school time, typically the neighborhoods are kind of dead, and I like that. And on top of that, max speed limit is about 25. That's what you're gonna see. So not a lot of people are gonna be going fast, and if they do, it's not gonna be like 80 miles an hour, and it's actually, yeah, it's gonna limit you to 25. So a big long road like this, I like to use. So I'm gonna use any type of discoloration in the road. I'm gonna use any type of manhole cover, pothole, anything like that to pretend it's an obstacle. And this is my favorite way of doing it, because it allows me still to scan things. But once again, it's because I feel like I graduated away from the parking lot. So once you feel like, man, I hate this, this sucks, I'm tired of doing this, I think you're ready for the next step. And that's what this is. And we can always apply this to any higher speed. So we can go on the main road, we can go on the interstate, we can go on anything. But here's the thing, guys, be extra careful, because you don't know the road surface before you do it, unless you're running down, up and down the neighborhood and double checking everything, okay? So I'm looking for anything that would be discoloration. So like just right here, you can see how it's a little bit lighter. I would have used that, okay? So any of these like little cracks, I would use that. This little thing right here, I would use that. And that is what you're gonna do. So right now I'm actually choosing not to do anything, just because there is traffic. There is probably kids walking around. I'm situationally aware. I'm in orange stage whenever I practice, just in case something happens. And this is a nice straightaway. There's no intersections or anything like that. I'm gonna find this black spot right here, and I'm gonna swerve out of the way and swerve back in and go back to where I was originally in that lane. So that's what I do. So I'm gonna find another spot that looks a little discolored. I'm gonna get past this intersection just in case. This is a good spot right here, manhole cover. Boom, nice and movement. And same thing right here, another manhole cover. I'm gonna swerve to the right because that's the best spot for me. And there we go, because I was turning right. And same thing here, I'm going towards this manhole cover. I'm gonna swerve right, and look I don't even have to swerve back because I'm maintaining my path of travel in this turn. Same thing, swerve, get away from it, okay? I want you guys to practice this almost in real life. Here's another discoloration. I'm gonna swerve to the right, swerve to the left, make it nice, easy. You don't have to swerve so hard to the left to get back in a huge lane like this. So remember, everything is relative to what situation you have. If a car is pulling out way tons and I'm like having to swerve into oncoming traffic, then I really have to get back into my lane. So does that make sense? Really utilize what you have. So usually that first big swerve, the first one to get out of the way, is gonna be the big one. Then the next one is gonna be, okay, now where am I at? What do I do? Where do I go? And that's what happens. So we're running out of road here. There's road stuff there. There's gravel right here. So I'm being situationally aware and making sure I'm going over nice and easy. But I don't feel like I'm ready for the road, right? Like I feel like I still need to do some more in neighborhood stuff. And well, that's what I'm gonna do. So it's like, you know what? I can't do a swerve here, but this is a good spot to practice my U-turn. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's use this manhole cover as a way to get around. Look. Boom. And this is exactly why I like neighborhoods and road as my training grounds. Now, it's not as safe. It's a little bit more risky than a parking lot that is closed off. But once you graduate past, everyone's like, well, what do I do after a parking lot? What do I do? Well, you move into this. You move into real world, but a baby step. Don't go to the interstate and practice this. Go to a neighborhood. So luckily we have cul-de-sacs here, or dead ends, and I use it for my U-turns. And you know what? Let's do a U-turn with a figure 8. Let's morph it into a figure 8. And then we'll exit out of here. So this isn't a good spot for the swerve, but this video almost turned into how to do the swerve and then how to keep practicing, because we're gonna be going over braking pretty soon, and you've been having to do braking anyways going around here. So this is all dead end stuff, and you can kind of notice when you use the signs, it says dead end. But we're gonna go ahead, you know what? Let's just go back. Let's go back and turn left. And guys, this is all I do. I go out and do this for 20-30 minutes. I work from home, so it's not like I can do a commute anyways. Blind turn, I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here, but I'm gonna go ahead and open up the view. Guys, if you like how I'm talking during this ride, and I'm kind of explaining how, why, when, all these different things, the skills involved, let me know. I used to do ride along with Dan the fireman, where I would point out certain things. So right here, going a little bit too fast. I remember it's a 25, I'm gonna roll off the throttle. It's gonna slow it down. Intersection right here is orange stage. I don't feel comfortable practicing my swerve right here just because there's too many different hazards that could pop out. But right here, boom, look at that. Get back in lane, easy. Now, if you're wondering how to do this, remember it's that straight line weave that you do in the MSF. Remember, we're dancing with the bike. So straight line weave, dancing with the bike. This is all I'm doing. I'm feeling the roundness of my tires. I'm moving the bike, I'm gliding with it, I'm gripping it with my knees. And so like I'm barely having to do that. That'd be fun right there. But I'm gripping it with my knees and I'm just moving back and forth, almost like my hips. I'm like dancing with the bike. Okay, that's what I want you to do when you do the swerve, okay? And I talk really fast. But anyways, this is what I do out here in the real world environment. The next step after this, if I'm really bored of this, but I have a lot of fun doing it, so I don't really get bored, to practice the higher speeds, like, you know, past 25, past 30 miles an hour, you might want to take it to the main road and do the same thing. Be very careful around other vehicles, be very careful around other things, because, you know, cops might think you're doing reckless riding, cars might be confused about what you're doing, and we don't want to confuse car drivers, because car drivers aren't smart riders, and they won't know what to do when it comes to you. So make sure you pick an area that you can pick up your speed with minimal hazards, and then practice your swerve, and then we could practice braking, which we'll be doing next week. So guys, with that said, if you like what you see here and you want me to keep explaining and doing some real world things, click that subscribe button, click that join button, join the Discord, just be here, because I post videos almost every single day. With that said, again, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, keep practicing, be situationally aware, and just be smart. Bye.